Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone. We meet again in another video for the subject of enzyme technology. I'm Dr. Aisha from UTHM and I will be covering another topic in the chapter for this subject, enzyme technology, which is on safety and regulation aspects of enzyme use. So in the first part, we have covered on the preparation of enzyme before sale, which actually mostly talk about how we retain enzyme activity and stability by adding or modifying the enzyme mixture. So for my last video, I didn't cover two last slide from the video, from the lecture note, so please do read it on your own, which is on the bulking agent, okay, as well as the QA/QC, quality assurance and quality control, which is very important prior to selling the enzyme. And today's topic actually also related to QA/QC, which is on the safety and regulation aspects of enzyme use. Okay, so let's continue with the first slide. So enzyme preparation are being labeled as hazardous to health hazard, hazard, health hazard, and this is the symbol used to label this. Okay, so it has its hazard, so we need to understand what are the type of hazards that are related to enzyme preparation. Okay, so the potential hazards, as I've put it here, are the allergenicity, activity-related toxicity, residual microbiological activity, and chemical toxicity. Okay, so I will also attach this document from Enzyme Technical Association. So please read this for a detailed explanation on the safety while working with enzyme. So it has a good explanation on the type of hazard relating to working in an industrial enzyme factory. Okay, so I will attach this document in Google Classroom. So allergenicity, so it relates to allergen. So all enzymes, because they are proteins, are potential allergens, and if inhaled as a dust, then it can have potent effect. And once an individual inhaled it or have a skin contact with enzyme, then the individual will develop an immune response because it is a foreign protein. And if the individual kept being re-exposed to the enzyme, it can produce an increasingly severe responses to that enzyme. Thus, we need to lower the likelihood of aerosol formation that increase the likelihood of skin contact or inhalation during handling of the enzyme. So to lower this likelihood, some some liquid preparation of enzyme are replaced by dry replace liquid sorry let me repeat that. To lower the likelihood of aerosol formation during handling, we use liquid preparation to replace dry enzyme preparation. Why? Because it reduces the aerosol formation, and some have it prepared in more viscous solution in order to further reduce the aerosol formation. Okay. So next, for dry enzyme preparation, the formulation of enzyme detergent, especially the allergenic responses due to dust and inhalation by factory workers poses a significant problem. Okay, so workers in this environment are usually screened for allergies and respiratory problem. So one improvement that have been performed is by encapsulating and granulating dry enzyme preparation, and this has been successfully used and performed to proteases as well as to other enzyme in detergent process. So the powder detergent, not the liquid one. Yeah. So enzyme producers will usually produce safety information concerning the handling of specific enzyme preparation. So in factory handling enzyme, so we need to avoid dust in the air, thus dry powders that need to be weighed and manipulated should be carried out in a closed system. Okay. Further on about the allergenicity, so any spilled enzyme powder should be removed immediately. If it's in powder form, you moisten it with water first and then remove it to prevent aerosol. If it's liquid preparation, even if they are safer, you need to make sure that any spilled enzyme is not allowed to dry, because then you can have formation of dust as well. And any waste enzyme powder should be dissolved in water before disposal. And if you are in contact with enzyme or inhale them, then you should wash it with plenty of water. So we need to avoid aerosol formation. For example, during centrifugation process, if you have poor operating procedures, then you can have aerosol formation, and this should be avoided. Activity-related toxicity is much rarer, but it can happen, especially if you are dealing with proteases. So proteases, it act on a protein, other protein. So it can degrade or lyse protein. So they are dangerous if they are in concentrated form, and especially if it gets inhaled. However, most of or no enzyme has been found to be toxic, mutagenic or carcinogenic by itself, because the activity is very specific. However, we cannot say that it is completely safe, so it has the health hazard label. And why? because dangerous material may be present as contaminants, derivatives from the enzyme source, or it can also be produced during its processing or storage. Okay, and then what is this GRAS enzyme? So for food ingredient, the US FDA, Food and Drug Administration, rules that all the enzyme that is used in food prep or food industry must be generally regarded as safe enzyme. So these enzyme include all these common enzyme we see in food industry: bromelain, glucose isomerase, lipase, etc. Okay, so in the coming slides, I'm going to go through a document that is from WHO. Since different countries have different regulation, and so I will only cover the WHO document for the regulation of the enzyme preparation used in food industry. So why we specifically go to food industry? Because it can be digested by human, and thus there's more regulation for enzyme use in food industry. Okay, so this has been issued in November 2009, and you can go to this link for its PDF. So the 65th Joint FAO, or Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, have their 65th Joint Committee on Food Additive in 2006. So the short form for this committee is the JACFA. I call it JACFA committee. And in this 2006 document, they have specifically remind that enzyme preparation need to conform to this general specification and consideration for enzyme preparation used in food processing. So in this 2006 document, which is listed in the reference list below, address all this safety evaluation during enzyme preparation, which include the safety evaluation of the production organism, the enzyme component, site activities, the manufacturing process, as well as the concentration of dietary exposure. So it's very useful, and the 2019 document have some revision from this original 2006 document. So what are the elements that they are considering for this recent document? So this is listed in this table, in table 1. Okay, so I'll stop here and I'll continue for the next part in the next video. Thank you very much. We'll see you again.